Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to our Lenten journey with the saints. We are halfway through with Lent. Probably you did not expect this video coming on Sunday. But since we already lived through the first half, I thought it would be good to do a little revisiting of how our Lent has been going so far. So we are halfway through, and I would like to read you the phrase from St. John Paul II that could encourage us in the journey for the next 20 or so days towards the Paschal Triduum. St. John Paul II says, "Do not be afraid, do not be satisfied with mediocrity. Put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." Do not be afraid. Sometimes a temptation can come that we're fearful. I'm denying something to myself, I'm doing certain practices, and maybe I'm wasting my time. We're afraid that Christ might take something from us that we keep very precious and very special. But the problem with that is that we don't believe that what God offers us in Jesus Christ far surpasses our thoughts or imagination, everything that we could have thought about. Oftentimes, we are clinging to few coins, so to speak, and on the other hand, God has millions to give to us. But He's asking us for these few coins, hoping that we'll detach. St. John Paul II speaks about the mediocrity. God doesn't really mind. I can take a softer approach in this Lent. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, He loves me, which is true. He doesn't mind if I observe some things or not. Well, my life can be tranquil. I don't need to rock the boat too much because sometimes people would say, I don't want to be a fanatic, right? That's a word of an insult for many Christians. But the Lord says, look, I went to the cross for you. St. John Paul II invites us not to live a life with mediocrity on the superficial level. That's why later on he will say, put down your net for a catch, deep, in the depth, meaning don't live superficially, just on the outside. Whatever you can get to satisfy you a little bit, few comforts on few occasions, that's not the point. Go deeper in your life, spiritually speaking, deep within your heart, where God is awaiting you. Unfortunately, we tend to live outside all the time and use many distractions that would prevent us from going deep within. Mediocrity. That's a word that we should reflect on. Let us sit down today, go over the tasks that hopefully we wrote some of them in our journal, as I suggested at the very beginning, and to see how we went about them, what we did about them, maybe even other practices that were not included in this series of reflections, other things. I mean, are we cheating ourselves? Are we living sincerely? Are we playing a game with God? We're trying to think that God doesn't really mind how we live. If we are interested in conversion, believe it or not, He really is interested if we take our conversion wholeheartedly and sincerely. And those few things I've been suggesting that were coming from the saints and those that will still come are meant to help us to go deeper, not to remain on the superficial level of things. Go deep within where the precious pearl, the precious treasure can be found. That way, also we will live differently within. We'll be able to face our own lives and ask ourselves, one-on-one, with Jesus, but do you truly exist? Can you truly come and touch my life and heal this area that have been bleeding, that specific crisis I've been going through. Lord, do you exist? How seriously we take our Lent shows if Christ is real and a serious presence in our lives. We have still halfway of Lent to go. Let's not live it in a mediocre-like fashion. Ask Jesus Christ, help me not to be a mediocre in a relationship with you. Help me not to cast aside all the tools that you are sending my way so that I can be open to your grace in my life. As Easter is around the corner, brothers and sisters, God bless you as we are about to start a second half of Lent.